Yankees fans are really going through it right now. Not that any other fan base really cares or feels bad for them, but their game versus the Red Sox last night might have been a tipping point. Pittsburgh hit so many home runs last night that they literally ran out of fireworks, and also in that same game, Paul Skenes made some history. We had a grand slam in that game, and like 4 or 5 other games, just grand slams everywhere, and Will Smith of the Dodgers, he popped off for 3 home runs. If you're brand new to this channel, this is a series called MLB Recap. We post these almost every single day. And by the way, if you're going to any baseball games, save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. Also, do not forget to download Underdog Fantasy with my code Fuzzy. They'll give you a $250 bonus cash credit and this Ranger Suarez special. He's got 4 strikeouts and 14 starts, so this is basically a free W. So to kickstart today's recap, we have back-to-back absolutely insane games where 9th inning grand slams flipped the game entirely on its head. Jock Peterson, he's been so good. He had 14 doubles and 15 home runs all of last year. He's already at 12 doubles and 13 home runs after that 2-run blast. The Padres, they answered with 3 runs, all from Jackson Merrill. The first one was on a ground out. I'm not going to show it. The next 2 were on a blazing triple. He and Paul Skenes, they're going to be fighting tooth and nail for that NL Rookie of the Year. Again, Paul Skenes made some history, so don't go anywhere. David Peralta and Kyle Higashioka, they fully opened the floodgates. Peralta, he doubled in Jackson, and Higashioka, he ripped an RBI single 2 innings before launching another home run. He makes it 7-2. Now, remember what I said? This game had a 9th inning grand slam, and there it is. Postseason hero Alek Thomas, he returned from the IL, and with 1 swing, he makes it a 1-run ball game. He's back and healthy. Corbin, he can still fly with the best of them. I love the hustle, but he didn't really need it because Randall Grichuk with one of the more unlikely home runs from anyone this year. That was off of Robert Suarez, and Grichuk is known for hitting lefties, not righties. The Padres, now they're the ones doing the comeback. Profar, he ties it on his 13th home run, and Manny, he hit one into a sea of San Diegans. That's what, I think his name is Don Orsillo. The Padres broadcaster is one of my favorites in baseball. Manny leaned back. He enjoyed it. The Padres, they won 3 games in a row. From one insane game to another, 25 runs were scored total in this next one. And yes, there was a 9th inning grand slam. I'm going to skip to this because the Astros, they went up 3, and then the Minnesota Twins grabbed 2, and now it's tied because Jose Miranda did it again. What do I mean did it again? He's now 8 for his last 8. Let me repeat that. He has 8 hits in his last 8 at-bats. Oh, you thought that he was done? Make it 9 for 9. He put his team out in front. I haven't seen a streak like this since Yermin Mercedes. You guys remember that guy for the White Sox? Yermin Mercedes. I think he started off like 7 for 7, something like that. And Miranda get 10 for 10? We'll have to wait and see because Pena and friends, they got to hacking. Jeremy Pena's 2nd RBI tied it, and rookie Joey Loperfido, he lofted a 2-run ground rule double, and I wasn't even sure if that was going to stay fair, but it stays fair by an inch or 2. Jake Myers, he almost sent one out, but it's now 7-2 Astros. Miranda, he's about to get his 4th at bat. He's 3 for 3 and 9 for his last 9. History, 10 consecutive at-bats with the base hit. He's hitting .345 since April 25th. Max Kepler, he makes it 7-5, and this sucks. Altuve, he was just named an all-star starter at second base. I'm hoping that he's going to be okay. The Astros, they ran it up to 10 runs in his honor after that. And check this out. Joey Loperfido, he played hot potato for the Web Gem. He's got incredible speed, bat speed, so many freak athletes coming up in the game of baseball. And Breggy bombs are back. That is a 3-pointer. I think Alex is now hitting .290 with 9 home runs over the last month and a half. So just like the last game, do not forget there's a grand slam. The Twins, they're rallying. They score 3 to make it 13-8. The bases are now juiced for Carlos Correa. Josh Hader's in the game now. There it goes. Correa versus his former team. Correa is now hitting .398 with 7 home runs and 23 RBIs over his last 26 games. Josh Hader, he did bounce back. You got Manuel Margot to swing over it. Houston, they do win, but man, that was incredibly fun to watch. 2 days ago, we talked about how Aaron Civale got traded to the Brewers, and Will Smith gave him a fun little welcome basket. In it were some chocolate pretzels, a gift card to Chili's, and 2 home runs in 3 innings. And I need a Salvi-like breakout defensively from Will Smith because if he can figure out framing, he's going to be one of the most complete catchers I've ever seen. And remember, he has 1 more home run in his back pocket, but he saved it for the bullpen. Oh my, did Rhys Hoskins just make it 3 straight games that we're recapping with the grand slam? He did. Rhys, he's been so good for the Brewers. That's 12 home runs and 42 RBIs in 67 games. Miguel Vargas, he delivered for the Dodgers. He's saw that Glasnow has now given up 5 runs in back-to-back starts, so he wanted to remind his pitcher that his offense is always going to have his back. Vargas can be a guy. He just has to get more reps. Ohtani, maybe the biggest slump of his life, like a little mini slump. That's 6 consecutive strikeouts. Savali somehow is in line for the W. Well, he was. I told you, Will Smith, he saved his 3rd home run for the bullpen. He's got 18 doubles and 14 home runs. He has a career 128 OPS plus, which again is stupid for a catcher. Freddie singles in 2. The Dodgers are now winning. And by the way, Freddie, his batting average is back over 300. Teoscar joins the 60 RBI club. The Dodgers have a plus 109 run differential. That's the 3rd best in all of baseball. All that means is they've outscored their opponents by 109 runs. The number 1 team in that department, the run differential department, is the Phillies. And to be honest with you guys, it's easy to see why, because their pitching has been insane. And my grandkids will know about the tools that Trey Turner had. Not only is he all-time fast, but he can also go 430 feet. Bryson Stott had an RBI ground out before. That's why it's 3-2. It's now 3-2. Austin Riley, he owns Aaron Nola. He's batting .390 with 6 home runs versus him. But no sweat. Trey, he's back at it again. This time, though, he pictured his middle school bully on the ball because he just hit that thing 460 feet. That is his 2nd multi-home run game of this week. He's 31 years old, so let me know if he can keep this up and eventually make the Hall of Fame. What about this guy, Ozzie Albies? He smoked a home run. He now has 207 doubles, 138 home runs, and 82 stolen bases already. Philly, they were gifted a few more runs courtesy of the Braves' poor defense, which kind of sucks because Ozuna, he jolted a 3-run home run. That made it 8-6, so it could have been a game-tying or even a go-ahead home run. Instead, Jeff Hoffman, he goes 1-2-3 for his 8th save. The Phillies are 28 games over 500. They're 10 games ahead of the Braves in that division. And again, they're number 1 in baseball with a plus 119 run differential. 3rd in run differential is the Orioles, but we'll talk about them after this Paul Skenes and Pirates offensive explosion. 14 runs for Paul Skenes. Fans were rocking out with the Paul Skenes stash, and he had a few strikeouts over 2 shutout. Well, it's not going to be 3 because Jeff McNeil turned on 99. Maybe that unlocks his swing because he's hitting 250 since last year. The Mets went up another run after Iglesias grounded out when things got rowdy. Rowdy Tellez had a monster night. Wait for his 2nd home run. Captain Jack Sawinski, he ties it. A pair of home runs tie it in the 4th inning. And oh my, another grand. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. That was a 2-run home run from Brian Reynolds. Please hold, another grand slam is coming, I promise. But it's time to see some history. Paul Skenes had 8 strikeouts in this game. He has a 2.1 ERA over his first 9 starts, and he just became the first pitcher ever to have 7+ strikeouts in 9 of their first 10 starts. He's the only guy that's ever done that. He's all-time disgusting. Okay, now it's grand slam time. My bad, guys. Brian Reynolds' 2nd of the night is a grand one. He had a monstrous 4-hit, 6 RBI night. He has 16 on the year. Maybe he's in line for his first ever 30 home run season. Yasmani and Michael A. Taylor, they joined in on the cannonball action. They ripped the 5th and 6th home run of the night for the Pirates, and they only had fireworks for 6 home runs, so they actually ran out for another grand slam. Tellez and Reynolds both had multi-home run games, capped off with a grand slam. That is 7 home runs in 1 game. Paul Skenes has never lost a game at the big league level. They are unbeatable almost when he starts. From one New York team to another, can the Yankees break out of their slump? They're in danger of losing 15 of their last 20. Rafaela, he nearly made a crazy web gem. Glaber, he gave it his all, and it kind of cost him. He had to leave with a groin issue. Austin Wells put it in play, and the Red Sox took care of the rest as Valdez threw it away, and Houck, he walked Volpe with the bases loaded. So it's 2-0 Boston, and one more scores after Valdez made a nice play to get Grisham, but again, it's an RBI ground out. Cortez, he did a great job. This was the only run that he allowed. Roman Gonzalez, he got a hold of one, but again, no biggie. You have a 2-run lead, and Clay Holmes, you had a 2-run lead. Dom Smith got on for Masataka Yoshida, and with 2 strikes, he hit it out. Clay Holmes, I mean, he's got, what, a 6.7 ERA over his last 17 games, and opposing lineups are almost hitting 350 against them. That's bad. You know what else is bad? Losing 15 of 20 games, which is exactly what just happened to the Yankees after this 2-run home run off the bat of Cedar Rafaela. He squared up a fastball right down Broadway. Jansen, he has 17 saves on the season, 137 for his career, so he's 1 behind Craig Kimbrell. The Yankees have lost 4 games in a row. The Red Sox have won 4 games in a row. Okay, I'll just spoil it right now. Baltimore won again. That's because Gunnar Henderson manufactured a run. He stole third base, and Shea Langoliers, who's got a hose piece, he threw it away. Now, this is cool. Miguel Andujar, the former Yankee, smoked a 110-mile-per-hour home run. That was fun to watch, but the birthday boy and his friends, they took over. Austin Hayes on his 29th birthday doubled in the go-ahead, and Ali Rutschman, he worked a bases out of walk to force in a third run. Another mistake pitch, but Albert Suarez, he only had 2 of those all game long, and Shea Langoliers, he does this a lot. He has 16 on the season. Suarez struck out 6 for another quality start. He has a 2.4 ERA. Jordan Westberg had a nice little pick to end the jam in the 8th inning, and remember how I said that Craig Kimbrell has 438 saves, make it 439. He punched out a few ace hitters, and yeah, the Yankees, they're now 3 games back of first place, and by the way, Baltimore, they're second in run differential. They've outscored their opponents by 114. The Guardians are actually 4th in that department, but this game did not help out. Patrick Bailey, his sacrifice fly drove in the Giants' first run, and Michael Conforto, who I wanted to sign a few years ago, he delivered with the bases loaded. Cleveland's starting pitching has been brutal lately. Like, everyone is just getting shelled. Look at this play from Chapman. He ran a long way. He makes the play in foul territory. And what in the world did I just see? Nick Ahmed, he laid down a bunt. Everyone conversion on it, but no one made the play. Ahmed gets a free RBI bunt single. Josh, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you kind of restoring my mental health. So after a bunt, Josh Naylor goes 430 feet for his 21st home run. The Giants, they do, wait, are they? Whoa. J-Ram, he's up with 2 on in the 9th inning. And that was a nasty slider from Camilo Doval. And that'll do it. Book it. Ball game. Josh Naylor bounces into a double play. Cleveland, they've lost 5 of their last 8. While we're at it, we're going to talk about another 4-2 ball game between an NL West team and an AL Central contender. Bobby Witt Jr. got one past Nolan Jones for a leadoff double. By the way, Nolan Jones has been very bad this year. That's my call out. Hopefully he gets going. Salvi, he plates Bobby with another hit to Jones, but Jones cannot throw out the speedy Bobby. And if you guys are not looking, I'm going to need you guys to look at the screen real quick, and you have to decide if this was fan interference or not. So just a reminder, you're technically allowed to go for a ball as long as you don't reach out. Like, if it's over the fence, you're allowed to at least attempt for it without reaching, and maybe it was the wrong call. I don't know, but they kept it a home run. Maybe it was wrong because the baseball gods gifted Kansas City a run. McMahon, he whiffed one, and Colorado, they couldn't make the double play, so it's now 2-1 Royals. Nope, now it's 2-2. Elias Diaz, he blooped one for a go-ahead RBI, and Brenton Doyle, he tacked on a few more. It stayed fair by an inch. Doyle's 2-run ground rule double put the Royals to bed. Jalen Beeks, he tucked them in for good with his 8th save, so both the Guardians and the Royals have lost. Watch the Tigers and the White Sox both come away with W's. Urshela put the Tigers up by... Wait, no he didn't. I thought that was gone. Stuart Fairchild is so good with the leather. Okay, here we go. I forgot that Parker Meadows was recalled from AAA. He went 410 feet. By the way, in AAA, he hit 298 with 8 home runs and 19 stolen bases. Maybe he found something. Colt Keith found something a few weeks ago. He's completely ditched the leg kick for good. He's got a toe tap now. That ball was halfway up the bleachers. And look at this. Please look. That was beautiful. This one went even further for a 2-run home run. He's hitting like 290 with 7 home runs since making that change to the toe tap. The man who rakes, he was at it again. Spencer Steer, he swatted the longest home run of anyone. 425 feet for his 12th home run, back-to-back games with the home run. Reese Olson, he was great. He had 8 strikeouts and 5 2/3. He finally got some run support. Riley Green pummeled his 17th long ball, and good thing that he did that because Ellie and friends, they made it stressful for Tigers fans. Ellie, he had a hustle single, and then he stole second base. His 43rd stolen base, by the way. Spencer Steer, that's another RBI. It's very, very stressful because Nick Martini tripled. Steer, he flies around to score. The tying run is now 90 feet away. Pinch runner Jake Fraley, he's in. He takes off on the chopper, and I probably would have not gone with the infield in, but he's thrown out at home. Espinal, he sucks versus righty, so I think Reds fans knew it was over. The Tigers, they're 40-48 after that W. Here we go. Jake Berger was taking on his former team. Remember, he was a White Sox last year. He's chopping it up, and his new team is now losing now. Nicky Lopez with a rocket RBI double, and Martin Maldonado, again, another RBI extra base hit. He finally has a batting average over 100 for the first time in a few months. Nicky had another RBI extra base hit, and this was all for rookie Drew Thorpe, who was very good again. They got him in that Dylan Cease trade. And I know it's only been a handful of starts, but he's been better since being called up than Dylan Cease. He had 5 strikeouts through 6 scoreless. He did allow 1 in the 7th, and he was relieved by John. Oh no, this is scary. But not to fear. Luis Robert Jr. is there. He tracks it down. He robs Brian Daly Cruz. That was a perfect line out if I've ever seen one. Now, Brian Daly Cruz did get an RBI in the 9th because Michael Kopech, he's going to allow a run every time he goes out there. there. Like, he throws hard, sure, but he's always going to have a job because he strikes out a lot of guys, even though he gives up a lot of runs at the same time. He does eventually get his 8th save. Maybe he needs the Dodgers or the Rays. Maybe he needs one of those franchises. The Nationals were seeing beach balls versus Sonny Gray, which is a crazy thing to say out loud. Winker and Garcia made it 2-0. Winker on a double, Garcia on a single to score Jesse. CJ broke it open even more with a laser 2-run 2-bagger. By the way, CJ Abrams now has 21 doubles, 13 home runs, 14 stolen bases, and an insane 143 OPS plus. He's 23. Luis Garcia Jr., the breakout continues. That's his 10th home run. But methinks the Nationals controller died because the Cardinals went on to score a few in the 4th. So after Wilson singled in the 5th, it's now a 5-3 ball game. Make it 5-4. Nolan Gorman, he's heating up again. Maybe he's one of the streakiest hitters in all of baseball. The Nationals, they're still up 1. Finnegan has been 98 miles an hour is awesome, but the location was anything but. Wilson ties it. He has 8 home runs and a 157 OPS plus. We do need extras, and Nolan Gorman, he's still in there because he came in as a pinch hitter. He singles for the lead, only to have James Wood score and ruin Ryan Helsley's streak of not blowing a save. He had not blown a save since March 30th. Luis Garcia Jr. got the ghost runner RBI. We're in the 11th now. St. Louis, they're back up a run courtesy of a pass ball, and Helsley, he doesn't get the save, but he does get the W. The Cardinals have won 2 games in a row. They're only 5 games back of the Brewers for first place in the Central. The Cubs are trying to get back into the Central standings as well, and Justin Steele, he was so close to a Maddox of his own. He got some help from Seiya. Seiya had a 2-run home run early on, and Ian Happ, his RBI hot streak will not stop. There's another single. There's another RBI. In scores Michael Busch. Miles Mastroboni saved Justin Steele again. He had a web gem in that first inning. Zach Neto, he gets robbed in the 4th, so Steele goes 4 shutout and 4 no-hit frames. Look who ended the no-hitter. Heston Kira. You guys remember him back in the days of the Brewers when he was one of the better hitters in baseball? He mashed in AAA, so he's been called up. I'm hoping that he really takes advantage of another chance. Taylor Ward drove in Heston, and that was the only run allowed by Justin Steele all day long. Ian Happ and Nico Horner, they teamed up for 2 more runs. Happ, I think he's reached in 7 consecutive plate appearances, and Nico, he plated Tomas Nido. All while Justin Steele and his third baseman were clutching up left and right. Another solid play from Miles, and wouldn't you know it, the final play of the game goes to Miles at third base. Steele does allow the 1 run, so no Maddox, but he went 9 innings with 2 base hits, 7 strikeouts on just 95 pitches. The Cubs, they've won 2 games in a row. Shane Baz is back. I think it's been almost 2 years since we last saw Shane Baz pitch for the Tampa Bay Rays. He was pumping sizzling fastballs. He got Seager to whiff. He had a 1-2-3 first, and by the way, that's the reason why they traded Aaron Savali, because Shane Baz, he's back. Lorenzen, he was great as well. That's why it's 0-0 in the 3rd. Texas, they laced a few hits off of Shane Baz, and Corey Seager, he did not miss that one. He jolted a 2-run double to the left center gap, and he now has a 10-game hit streak, by the way. Nathaniel Lowe, he cashed in Seager, and shout out to Shane Baz. He did manage to toss 6 innings. Just Lorenzen, even though he walked 5 Rays, he had 1 base hit over 5 shutout. He has a 3.2 ERA on the season. You just got to tip your cap to him. Kirby Yates, this dude has been insane. Same with Marcus Semien on defense. That was a fantastic web gem. Brandon Lau, he chases a splitter. Kirby Yates has 12 saves and a 0.89 ERA. All right, let's see if Texas can gain a game on the Mariners. They're taking on the Blue Jays. Luis Castillo is making his 200th career start, and he was nasty early. He caved aside, and Vladdy's bat went flying to a guy in a Vladdy jersey. What are the odds of that in an opposing stadium? Now, the Mariners wanted to make sure that they supported Luis Castillo in his 200th career start, and Luke Raley, he smoked a 2-run double to... Dalton Varsho, full speed into the wall. He now has 11 outs above average, 16 defensive run saves. He might mess around and win the Platinum Glove this year. Ernie, another A1 play for the Jays. Julio can fly, and it's not an easy play, but wait. Spencer Horwitz at first base. His cleat was off the bag, and this time Luke Raley, he would not get robbed. This time, the 2-run double lands. He could have had a monster 4 RBI day if it was not for Dalton Varsho. Kevin Kiermaier found a barrel to get 1 run back. That's the first hit for the Blue Jays all game, but Luis locked back in. Down goes Vladdy to start the 7th inning. Danny Jansen, smell ya. His night ends with the sword as he had 8 strikeouts over 6 2/3, and he's going to get the W because Josh Rojas, he made a cool little barehanded play at the hot corner, and Munoz, he got Vladdy to dribble out. The Mariners, they're 49-41. They've won 2 games in a row. If you made it all the way until the end of this recap, I just want to say I'm super grateful for you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and growing the game of baseball. If you did like the video, leave a like. If you're brand new, hit that subscribe button and enjoy the web gems. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Sink the ball. Right. Swanson to his left. Oh, that's another gorgeous play by Dansby.
Correa, and he threw out his buddy. He'll pick, spin, Santana, yes!
That's Ellie De La Cruz. The ball's hit hard to him.
And rehab, here's the first pitch. Swung on, and Langford hits it deep to left, and it's caught.
3-1 pitch is lofted into shallow right, coming on Loper Fido, going out of two base.